hello there. Yes, it is so nice of you to pay us a visit. I do appreciate you coming in to speak with me today. And yes, I know my associates who brought you in out of the street did not give you a tremendous amount of choice, and I also recognize how disconcerting it can be to be dragged in off the street by strangers, but believe me, honey, you will be glad that you are. This is the single greatest turning point of your entire life. Hear me now, believe me later. Yes, you see, my associates, the reason why they plucked you out of the crowd, so to speak, is because they sensed a certain orientation, a certain flow to your aura that suggested you might be more at home with us than you would be in the population at large. In other words, we think you might be one of us. Oh, and who is us? Well, darling, I'm so glad you asked. We are the children of the Bright and Immaculate Mother, a Christian denomination. Yes, there are those who would call us less a denomination and more a cult, but I do not take any offense to that ignominious word. Even mainline Christianity was considered a cult at some point in time. Yes, the designation cult is largely a matter of numbers and mainstream acceptance, and since our founding we have been moving toward both, so you may call us a denomination or a cult as you see fit. I do not believe either term delegitimizes our mission here. Now, I could, darling, fill you in on the finer points of our dogma and our teachings, but I think it would be more beneficial to you at this juncture to just dive right into this diagnostic test that I intend to give you. Are you comfortable in your chair? I promise this won't take more than a few minutes, but it'll change your life forever. But how rude of me. I have once again forgotten to introduce myself. My name is Mother Josephine. I am the leader of this here branch of the children of the Bright and Immaculate Mother. In fact, I have recently been ordained as the international leader and as a prophet and direct descendant of the Bright and Immaculate Lady herself. But I don't want to brag, so enough about me. Let's talk about you. Yes, darling, to determine if you are truly one of us, if you are somebody who would be suitable to join our little family, I'm going to ask you a number of questions. Most of these questions will be presented in the form of a sort of narrative. The choices you select in this narrative are going to tell me more than a simple biography ever could. But first, I need to prepare you to make sure you're in the correct frame of mind. Now, what I want you to do, darling, is I just want you to lay your little hands on top of your little heart, and I want you to close your eyes. And you and I, we're going to breathe deeply together to make sure that the vibrations of your aura are on the correct frequency to undergo this diagnostic test. Now go ahead, close your eyes. And I want you to breathe in through your little nose. Breathe in nice and deep. Fill up your lungs, fill up your diaphragm, hold it. And then go ahead and exhale through your mouth. Feel your diaphragm, your ribs, and your lungs deflate, making room for you to draw in that sweet life-giving breath all over again. Let's inhale again together, darling. And exhale through your mouth. You're very good at this, darling. You are a natural Okay, one more time. Let's take a nice, sweet, invigorating breath together. And let it out through our little mouths. Very good. One more time, darling. You and me breathing together, living together. And out through the mouth. Good. Now this will be the last one, darling. By this time, you should feel your pulse and your blood pressure dropping. You should feel a sense of well-being, relaxation, the likes of which you have not experienced heretofore in your life. Let's take a breath in. Let it fill you up. Your body is a vessel for that life-giving breath. In the same way, your spirit is a vessel for the immaculate and bright lady's love. Let it out through your mouth. Excellent, darling. You've done very well. I am proud of you, and Our Lady is proud of you. Now that you've been brought to the right vibrational frequency, I'd like you to keep those little eyes closed, and I'm going to walk you through a narrative, and from time to time I will be asking you to make choices in terms of how the narrative will proceed. And keep in mind, you should not overthink your choices. You should select whichever comes most naturally to you. It is very important that you rely on your intuition and your natural inclinations. Otherwise, we won't get an accurate result. All right then. Let's get started. Now, you are walking down a long hallway. There are sconces in the wall with candles that are burning, but they're just about ready to gutter out. The light they give off is thin and inconsistent and sickly, and you can barely see the portraits that line the hallway. Portraits of strange figures, human and yet not quite human. The eyes are slightly too far apart, the mouths are slightly too wide, their skin is slightly too sallow, and you feel like they are watching you. You want to leave this hallway. The feeling of oppression is almost more than you can stand, and by, you come through a dead end with 3 doors for you to select from. One is a wooden door, plain, almost like it's made of aged driftwood. The second is a window-like door made entirely of stained glass, depicting a garden scene. The Garden of Eden, perhaps, back when all life forms were innocent and inherently worthy of God's love. The last is a stainless steel door like you would see in a government institution or vault. Which of these 3 doors do you elect to go through? I see. Very interesting choice. Well then, let us proceed. You go through the door and you pass down an additional hallway, and by this hallway ends. In fact, it terminates in a forest, a deep, dark, primordial forest. And when I say dark, I mean that it is the middle of the night. The moon lights a wan and wavering path towards the edge of the tree line. There are also fireflies scattered here and there, providing little pinpoints of light. Although, when you look closer, you wonder, are they really fireflies? They look more, upon closer inspection, like will-o'-the-wisps, darting to and fro, the remnants of souls, lingering to guide the living through the pitch darkness. Now, darling, You have 3 choices for proceeding into this forest. You may not go back into the hallway. On the very left is a pure black stallion, already saddled, waiting to bear you to your next destination. Next to him is a donkey. She's sturdy and strong and indefatigable, and you sense that she could carry you for miles and miles without even breaking a sweat. Or your third option is to continue on foot. Which of these options do you select? A sensible selection. Well then, you continue onward into the darkness, and it isn't long before you begin hearing joyful voices out there in the pitch black. You see the flickering of firelight, and before too long, you come across a group of elves gathered around a bonfire. They're dancing, they're feasting, they're making merry. It's as if it's some kind of elvish holiday. All the responsibilities of work have been cast aside, and they are free to celebrate, to drink in life, to experience it to its full reward and potential. And they invite you to sit down, and somehow you can understand their language, though it is like no language you've ever heard before. They're offering you a drink. 3 drinks, in fact. One is white, one is red, and one is a deep purple. Which of these drinks do you decide to imbibe? I see. Let me make a note of that. In that case, no sooner have you downed your drink than you find yourself falling inexorably towards slumber. That's right. You fall asleep and you have a dream, and in this dream you are in a long, long seashore. The sky and the waves are different shades of gray, but the sand is a rich brown with little glittering sparkles scattered in amongst the grains, almost like there's bits of gold mixed in with the dirt. And you see 3 animals in front of you. One is a butterfly, a particularly large butterfly, and everywhere it goes as it wings to and fro, it leaves a glittering trail in the air. The next is a white stag, beautiful, stately, and somehow you sense that she is ineffably pure, unsullied by the dirtiness of this world. Third, you see a orange monkey in a little beaded vest. You see his eyes, and they are almost human-like. He is unspeakably wise. Which of these 3 creatures do you elect to guide you on your journey through the dreamland? I see. Very good. Now, these guides, the one of these guides that you have selected, draws you further down the shore, and by and by the color is restored to the sky, to the sea, and the sand, the gold speckled sand, becomes even richer, more fertile, more inviting. It's as if you've been through a long spell of depression, and suddenly all the color and vitality is coming back into the world. You feel a strange sense of elation bubbling up within you. And as you stand on the seashore, you need to decide what you are going to do. You have 3 options. Either you turn and head back after gazing at the sea for a while, or you remove your clothes and take a swim in the inviting, warm waters of the sea. Or you gather materials, and with the help of your chosen guide, you build a house and you stay there on that seashore where you live forevermore. Which do you choose? Ah, I see. That decision tells me more about you than any of the others you've made. Thank you very much for your cooperation. Now I'd like you to keep your eyes closed, and I would like to take a few more deep breaths, and then I would like to move on to the next diagnostic test, if you do not mind. Good. Now once again, I need you to place your little hands on your little heart, and let's take 3 deep breaths together. This time I will be counting. We will inhale for 5, hold for 3, and exhale for 7. Right. Now let's inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold for 3. 1, 2, 3. And exhale for 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Very good, darling. We're going to do that 2 more times. Let's inhale again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold it for 3. 1, 2, 3. And now exhale for 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're doing so well, my dear. We're going to do that together one more time. Are you ready? Let's inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's where we stop. Excuse me. And now let's hold for 3. 1, 2, 3. And now our very last exhale, which we will do for 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Very good, my dear. Now, at this time, it is up to you whether you want to keep your eyes closed or allow them to flutter open slowly. What we're going to be doing next is what I like to call the cotton swab test. Here we have a simple cotton swab. Now, what I am going to do first is I am going to go ahead and trace it along your body, and it is going to be ever so slightly disturbing the energetic aura that hovers just above your skin. And I'm going to look deeply into the nature of these disturbances. I'm going to see how your aura responds to this gentle interruption. Now, I'm going to start with your arm. If you would please extend it. Yes. Can you feel that cotton swab tracing ever so slightly against your skin, kissing it almost like a gentle spring breeze? As I roll it over each digit of your hand, over and across the lines of your palm, across your wrist, and then up your forearm, into the crook of your elbow, gently, ever so gently. Very good. Now I'm going to move it upward, and I am going to trace it over your neck like so. Passing it directly over your collarbone, your trapezius muscle that connects your shoulder to that fine and graceful neck you have, and then over your pulse point where your lifeblood flows. Good. Very good. The disturbances I see in your aura are very indicative, very telling. I see not just changes in the flow, but in the color. Yes, that provides me with some very good information on your suitability for our group. Good. Next, I would like to run this cotton swab over the more prominent features of your face, such as your eyebrows, your nose, your upper lip, lower lip, across your jawline, over your cheekbones, and around your ears. You might feel a little tickle, but I think you will find it is the pleasant kind. You may want to close your eyes for this part, darling, but again, I leave it up to you. Here we go. First, over your eyebrows. Down your nose. Good. Over your cheekbones. Your upper lip. Around that sweet curve of your lower lip. And then along your jawbone. Tracing all the angles and curves of your face. Very good, my dear. Thank you for your cooperation. What we're going to do next is our final diagnostic test, and it involves this sacramental wine. You see, like all good Christians, we believe in consuming the body and the blood. Now, this wine may look like something that I purchased at a supermarket, but don't let it fool you. I have blessed it with my own authority as the lead mother of the Bright Immaculate Lady. Now, what I need you to do is I need you to place your hand over this little bowl on the table before you, and I'm going to run this wine over your palm. And depending on how the sacrificial wine pools in your palm, I'll have a pretty accurate picture of how fit you are for our mission. Very good. Go ahead and extend that palm, darling. Thank you. My goodness. I haven't seen a pattern like this in a dog's age. This is very promising, my dear. Very promising indeed. Very good. If you want, you may pour the sacrificial wine into this bowl. Yes, some of our members will be drinking it later. You can't waste the sacrament after all. That would be blasphemy. Now, let me set it aside. This concludes, darling, our diagnostic tests. Now, if you exit over towards the back right there, you will find a bed and a change of clothes down in our bunker, and those are just for you. No, you need not worry about your personal effects. We will be holding on to those for you, so they are no longer any concern of yours. Your bank account, your social security card, your driver's license, all of that will be managed for you from now on, so you can focus on the mission of the Bright and Immaculate Lady. I think you'll find it freeing once you get used to it. At least, that's what the other members here tell me. Very good. Well then, darling, I will see you at Mass later this afternoon, okay? Bye-bye.